I will get right to it. That was 2024. And I was at Northside Hospital. And that was February the 20th, 22nd. Okay, let's see. Could it have been the 20th? No. It's something going on around the 20th too. Oh, and I was at Brookhaven, which is near Beaufort. Let's see what was going on at Beaufort. Mm-mm. Getting into some beans. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not really, because I'm trying to see what they done did to my poor child. Okay. All right. All right. So what it's looking like, I gotta see where I was. I see Brookhaven. Went to storage from 3 to 5. So that I know I went live. Because I was there for 2 hours. So that meant I was on live. Now what I said, if they were mad, probably so. Alright. So recap of the week. It's been okay. I created by law. Okay. Janitor Wellstar. Southern Regional getting the same armband as Sharon. Link the holiday photo. Okay. Today there was Sandy Springs and the Eva. I remember that the police. I don't know why they was. It wasn't. They had an accident or something. It was something set up out there. I was trying to pay attention to. A lady was using a man's name. She said her name was Al. She was in Walmart at the Subway. That was when I was over there by Emory. And the 15-year-old with dreads. I remember that. But let me see what was going on. Alright. What it looks like. And Corey Mail was Monday. And I text Gwanda. And Gwanda did not want to talk about that. So that meant that was a link. And I think what they did was put Corey up there next to me to swap. Because I told you, I just said when I go to the hospitals, they only take me to the jail side or where they take people that is mentally challenged and violent. And where they're going to be restrained. And they took me to Northside Hospital. I went to Northside Hospital. And let me see if I could pull up the complaint. Let me see. I can pull up the complaint. Wait a minute. Lord, help me, Jesus. Let's see. Delta. I don't know why that's in here. There it is. Okay, so I wrote her. This was let's see. Yes, you can send me the information. All right, Northside complaint. All right, here we go. Let's download it. And let's look at it. Northside complaint. On March the 19th. Okay, let's go back to February. Let's make sure this date is right. I made a complaint. I told on them about that. It was the saddest thing I ever seen in my life. Oh, yep, it's so 22nd is right. On or about February the 22nd of 2024, I visited the ER for chest pain, and I was placed in the room number 25 near the police department. I just told you. The police stood guard of a room. That was Corey. The police took guard of a room nearby, which I found to be offensive. In the room next to me, in room 26, there was a black man who was seen by doctors of the ER. He conveyed to the doctors that he did not wish to have any medicine. He also informed them that he was tired of being given meds that he did not want. That was Corey. The ER staff attacked him, beat him, and stuck him with sedating drugs. I heard him screaming, and it was frightening. All of the staff was white. The patient was not a danger to himself or others because he was not restrained. He was heard moving around the room prior to their entrance. They beat him and he was heard wrestling with them, which I found to be saddening. I cried and I started praying. They swapped me with Corey. And I called Gwanda. I couldn't get it out of my mind. And I said, I felt him and I just started praying in the voice. And the boy said, no, no. And they just kept doing it. They put me next to my son and swapped us. Jesus. Jesus. They put me next to Corey and swapped us. They put me next to Corey and swapped us. That's why the police was there. And I said, I don't know why they keep putting the police outside the door. And they did it. And I said, I just wrote it. It was in the complaint. The complaint don't lie. I didn't know. God only knew that I was going to say this tonight. And it just was 12/3/18. On or about February the 22nd, 2004, I visited ER for chest pain and I was placed in the room number 25 in the police department. The police stood guard of a room nearby, which I found to be offensive. They were swapping me with my own son and they staged it and bought him from jail and took him up there. That's why Gwanda say he keeps moving around. And they took him to jail because she said suicidal. And they gave him the medicines and they swapped me with him. Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, my thoughts deserve your attention. You know who was in that room, and you know the intent. And I know, God, that your word says that regardless of whether my son was in the room or not, your word says that worrying is a sin and it's not of you. And that no matter what the situation is, your word says to cast your care. And this is a care. This is a concern. Because what they did to that boy in that room, God, you know it wasn't right. It was 6 white people, big, and they went in there and beat the mess out of that boy. And I heard all of them fighting with him. And they did it on purpose. And they made me hear it. And it felt evil. And I cried and I prayed and I called Gwanda and I told her, and she got quiet. And she didn't comment. And I know that what I'm saying is a fact because they took it out of the phone. The text and the call was from that Nokia 501C3 phone or Nokia C23, whatever it is. It was in that phone. And I text her from Marta on the train and said, I can't get that boy out of my mind because it was your son. They did it to see, since she say she knows so much, we're going to put her monkey son up there and see if she can know that he next door. And I felt evil. I felt compassion. I wanted to get up to go see him. And I would have seen they would have killed us that night. Neither one of us would have left there. God didn't allow me to do that. If I would have went next door and seen Corey in that bed, they wouldn't allow it. That TV is doing so much stuff right now. I know that they told me something real evil in July of 2024 at Jetson. And I'm wondering if they was trying to be evil and tell me about Corey. Because they definitely told me something evil. Joe did and that lady did. They was like, they was acting like they was sad, but they wasn't. They was like, child, somebody died in the prison. Yep, they just found him. Found the boy. Yep, somebody's son. They was jiving about it. Because why would they swap me with him if he's alive and well? Well,